Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Junhui to break.
So Junhui gets this fascinating match underway with a pretty good break-off shot. That's a textbook break-off. You're always looking to try and get the cue ball as close to the cushion as possible, with the green helping to cover quite a few of the reds. He won't be taking the pot on here because the black is tied up. It's amazing, Terry, that they've played 5 times and Ding has won all of the 5 meetings. But Mthew has been showing some fabulous form recently. He's getting back to the player he was 5 or 6 seasons ago. There you can see the match on the other table there, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump. All 4 players got a fabulous reception. Oh, that's a careless one from Ding. He won't be too pleased with that, and a lot of his supporters won't be too pleased with that either.
Switch all your cameras off now, please.
There you see some of the contingent. There's a bank of them. There's a lot of Chinese supporters in here today. And Mthew would like to take that one again. Well, there's lots of ladies there as well. Ding is an absolute superstar in China.
Foul. And a miss. Mthew Stevens 1. Junhui 4.
Well, a bit of a slow start with these two. They both played well in their first rounds. Mthew Stevens scored very heavily. But, Ding, I suppose, was glad to get through against Mark Davis. 6 frames to 5. Fluked the pink to win the match. Could well have gone out, but he's here in the second round and faces another tough opponent.
Yeah, you mentioned that fluke that Ding had against Mark Davis on the opening day. I was on the other match. John Higgins was playing Rory McLeod, and he finished with a terrific fluke as well, and the match is finished almost identical. So both these top players could have been out in the opening round.
Sure, Mark Davis and Rory McLeod will be pleased we mentioned that, Dennis. Bring back some happy memories.
Yeah, sorry boys to have spoiled your Christmas. The 2 smashing lads. Rory was great. He stayed around the following day. And he's got the 2 highest breaks, Mthew, 140 and 136. Now let's see if he can knock this long one in just to get an early confidence boost. Well, the only red he could leave was the one he tried to pot, and somehow it's hit a few jaws and finished up on for the middle pocket. A little bit pacey. Table seems to be getting a little bit quicker, which can happen. First 1 or 2 days in the venue. Still a little bit of dampness maybe in the slate, the cloth, but of course with the modern technology you've got heaters under the table that keep the slate and the cloth nice and warm.
Junhui, 1.
And there's that's a thermostat telling you what. You'd know more about that, Terry. Have you got them on your tables in the club?
I was just wondering why they haven't got them under our seats here in the commentary box. Yes, they do help a lot, those under-table heaters. Keeps the cloth, as Dennis said, more on the drier side, so the ball is travels faster along the cloth, and also the spins are more responsive for the players.
He's trapped a little bit here, Mthew, because the yellow's blocking the path off the side cushion into the bunch of reds. The green's blocking the path down the right side, and I can't see a way you can get to land on the red that's nearest this cushion, the one behind the black. There's not enough room to get through there. Funny enough, you could get that white through that gap, but you'd have to raise the butt of the cue and it would be a foul shot because the white would sort of jump a little bit and go through the gap. It's a sort of a trick shot that sometimes you play. I mean, if he goes across the table, the left side of the table, and tries to hit that one to the right of the pink, if he misses that, he may catch the one that's behind the black. Well, he's over 1.5 minutes. He's coming up to, well, it might be nearer 2 minutes by the time he decides to play the escape. Now he is. That's the red he'd like to get to. Over 2 minutes now. Let's see if it was worth waiting for. That's nearer the black.
Foul. And a miss.
How did he find the gap? Missed call, but the red's on, and he might be able to get onto the black. And if he can hold for the black in such a way, he could free the black spot on those 2 reds.
Yes, the referee still call a miss for that type of shot, which I don't really like. It's one of the things I don't like about the miss rule. It was a very good attempt, and he still calls a miss, although the opponent's been left a chance to give the player the option, of course.
Now, will this red pot when the black's respotted?
8.
I don't think so. Can he see enough of that? From that picture, you wouldn't think he could, but maybe he can just pot it. Yep.
9.
Couple of shots time, this could be quite a good chance. 3 loose reds at the moment. Might be playing a little cannon here. Just playing for the loose reds. Putting the cue ball in a position where he was leaving himself
16.
a choice of reds. One to the corner, one to the middle.
Certainly one of the better positional players in our game.
17.
After saying that, he's just slipped out of position. Played for the pink, but he's okay. He's got the blue. Come back down for the 3 reds that's available.
22.
There's a few advantages, of course, of being a good position player. One is it takes the pressure off you, leaving yourself a succession of easy shots. And just as important, the opponent sits in the chair thinking, well, he's never going to miss. I was saying last night when I watched the Mark Williams match, he puts a lot of good shots to keep breaks going, and
30.
players in the chair with a bit of optimism thinking, well, I could get in here. But he keeps knocking them in when Ding's more of a position player.
31.
Reminds me of Steve Davis a bit.
Keeps very still on the shot, doesn't he, most of the time? I think he might just be okay. The pink
37.
goes on the brown spot. That's the highest available. Right in the center of the pocket, and the
38.
perfect angle on the blue to get into the reds. And this is the key shot. If the reds open nicely, he should take the opening frame. Well, he didn't hit them as he intended, but he's just about okay. You have to play back
43.
for the blue again. And let's have a look. He's got one other red, but he's going to need one of the difficult ones. So good angle required again on the blue.
44.
And 53 the difference. So he's going to need one of those 5 reds that are around the pink spot. He may just play the cannon this time. He doesn't have to hit them hard the way they normally would do if they're going into the full pack. Well, it's a tricky little cutback now.
49.
And he needs a colour with this red, because there still would be enough on the table. In fact, he needs red, colour red. And he's going to cannon into the reds if he hits this thin. And he tried to avoid the cannon, but I don't think he could do. That's
49.
why he missed the pot there. Very good effort, but Ding would have been hoping to have secured the opening frame.
Good pot, but hasn't left himself the best of angles. I think he's got just about enough angle to move with the cue ball in and out to balk.
How's your luck, Mthew?
6.
He could score enough, you know, just staying on the blue here, but he'd have to keep getting the correct side of the blue. There's enough points there with reds and blues. He's looking at the black, but 51 the difference. He did look at the black, but it's a tricky one along the cushion. But maybe it's as easy just to drop on the black than to try and force it